And we have just started really showing and sharing our Finding Christ in Christmas dailies. So these are daily activities that you can do with your family. And I know I'm really looking forward to doing them. Now, I've been working on this with a bunch of other people in the old schoolhouse and coming up with activities that we can do each day, scripture that's related to that activity. And then we even threw in a couple resources just to make this learning time and family time a little bit more. So I am here just to give you a brief little look at what this is, get you used to what the material is, and really encourage myself as well with my kids to get doing these activities. And I don't know about you, but lots of homeschoolers I know, and a little bit myself as well, we kind of take a break for a good chunk of December or most of December for our normal, the regular learning routine. And this is going to be a great thing to do instead of the regular learning stuff. I mean, as a homeschooler, you probably know that learning is all around us. So we're always finding great ideas to learn. And that's one of the other things we were looking at, just how much these activities can help us all as families to grow closer to God. So everything is about Jesus. Everything is about showing his love to people. Everything is about living the life that Jesus that Jesus really wanted us to, that Jesus taught us to in his word. So I'm going to go through this. I want to show you just some of the stuff that I've printed off for it. So there is a PDF on the page in the link that I will share with you in just a minute. And you'll be able to find that link on our Facebook page as well. And if you happen to be watching this on YouTube, you can pop on over to our Facebook page, the Canadian Schoolhouse on Facebook, and you'll be able to find our page and group there where we're going to share lots of our activities throughout the month. So this is a great little just reference calendar that we've made that has all the activities just with the icons. Now, when you get this in the PDF, it actually has a great rollover effect. And I'm going to share my screen in just a minute and show you what that is. So that is part of our dailies, just the whole month of December. And then we also have this list. So on the page, you can print out the PDF as well, but you can see how we've got an activity listed. We've got related scripture that you can read together with your kids, and then also these related resources at the bottom. So they're just links to help you do the activities, maybe inspire you in a certain way to do something, give you a bit of information about them. So just the one today, and I just did this a little bit with my boys. Now, we didn't do the activity exactly as it is, and I don't expect everybody's going to do the activities exactly how it is, but use it as a springboard to just really be able to do stuff together more and really focus on Jesus this December. So the activity for December 1st is write Christmas cards to missionaries you know, and be sure to mail in advance. So that is a great activity to do. If you know missionaries on their that you can directly mail those to, that is awesome. And you can just think of all the great learning things that come from it. The related scripture is Romans 10:14-15. How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? And how shall they preach except that they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things. So I'm going to admit that I didn't really, that's not scripture that I was really familiar with before, but it's really a basis for missionership, for just as Jesus, that great commission that he gave us, like go out into the world and preach the good news. And missionaries are doing that all over the world. And that is just one of the small ways that we can not only acknowledge those missionaries, but also get to learn what missionaries are, because sometimes our kids don't. So a little bit earlier this morning, I sat down and did this with my kids, and we didn't write any letters. Maybe we would feel inspired or prompted to do that, especially if we happen to know of missionaries to send them to. But what I did is just ask them if they knew what missionaries were, and they did sort of. They are humongous Adventures and Odysseys fans, and they are listening to those audios probably hours every day throughout the day. And so they learn a lot about missionaries from those audios, those audio shows. And they have a pretty good feel for what missionaries are. But then I just went online and said, well, let's look and see, look at like missionaries in Canada. So we just did a little bit of seeing some of the organizations that are doing that kind of missionary work and equipping missionaries. And it was just a really short and sweet time. It really didn't take much time at all to start that off. And it was great to have this prompt already. So day 2, for instance, is make a Jesse tree. I wasn't really familiar with what that is, but that comes from the related scripture we have for that is Isaiah 11:1. And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. And that is referring to Jesus, and this Jesse tree is really just getting a tree. So not the great big lush Christmas tree looking all green and wonderful, but just really a basic kind of tree, basic really branches, and you don't even need to use a real tree. There's lots of different ideas you can do. So again, start exploring that idea with your kids, especially if you're not aware of what that is, and see all the different things that there are available to make that tree. And just think of all the things that you can do to deepen that learning on that kind of so even with the Jesse tree, you're getting a little bit of artwork, depending on what you do for ornaments. You're going to be practicing writing. You're going to be practicing creative writing, creative thinking. There's just so many things that you can get out of doing these activities each day. And hopefully that will spur you on to check out some more. So what I'm going to do is share my screen here. And I'm going to show you what the PDF looks like. So give me 1 minute here. There we go. So let's get up to the top. So the PDF has, and here's this really neat rollover feature, right? So it's really brief. We didn't fit the whole words of all the scripture there, but we've just got the scripture reference, and you can use this as just a really quick reference to the scripture. And if you don't need the whole all the information to it, you can just use this first page of the PDF to just get inspired for activities to do with your kids on the exact date or at any time in December, really any time throughout the year. I mean, this is going to be great ideas to use at any time, but especially as we're coming up to celebrating the birth of Jesus. I am always looking for ways to deepen that. And I think this is going to be the best year ever that that we really just focus on Jesus and not so much of all the other things that Christmas comes to be, and all lots of good things, but sometimes the real reason for the season gets lost. So here we are, and you can see just going down here, the links, the December 2nd here, we've got this link just shows a little bit, tells a little bit about the tradition of the Jesse tree. This is a link to a book from Anne Voskamp, The Greatest Christmas, which is a really nice in-depth look of what the Jesse tree is, and some great resources there. So you can see you could go through these each day. We give a link here that you can go and check out more, and all the scripture that goes along with it. Which that alone is just a thing right there. I just love when I can be able to just sit down and read scripture and make it I mean, we are reading Corinthians right now. We do, I like to sit down and read the Bible with my boys too. But it's really great to get some of these scriptures and make them really apply to life and how we should live as followers of Jesus. So I hope that's going to inspire you. And I just want to share that that I'm going to be on the Facebook group. You feel free to message me and chat with me. I'm going to be on our the group as well as the page. You can find me there. Just search me, Steph Morrison, and I hope you'll share some of your activities. I know we're going to share some of what we're doing for sure, and I know we've got one coming up. And my son actually really wanted to, so I've got him on standby here just for a really nice, cute ending to our video. And so there's one that's about doing a nativity scene, and here is our bunny, and we have named him Fury. But so even talking about that nativity scene that we're going to do, and it's the idea of creating a nativity scene. I think it's our day 5, creating a nativity scene, and then slowly adding to it. So we're going to have our little bunny going around, because there was bunnies at that time too, right? We're gonna have our little Fury there going around, and oh, I just love him so much. He's just so nice and furry. And probably some of the things I share is gonna have this bunny in it, because we are all really, really smitten with him. So I hope you are going to be inspired and encouraged to just learn more about life with Jesus, and just be using all these things to just show love to those around you. Take care, and I will do another live video with this in the near future. But please keep a look on our page and notice all the little ideas and inspiration, encouragement we're going to give you all throughout the month. So every day in December. Bye.